came back from the pool. It was cloudy today. The sun was popping through to kiss me, but it remained cloudy. And I started reading this book that I've had for probably years. Just like I have, yeah, at least maybe like a couple handfuls to a box full of books that I still haven't read when I was like really excited, I've gone through like addictive phases where I'm like, I'm buying all the books, I'm buying all the nail polish, it's just weird. But this was through one of my book buying addiction phases, and I'm so glad because it's just so relatable, and I can't give it like a number ratings review because it deserves more than that. The girl who wrote it, Marina Keegan, I think her real name's Claire, or maybe her middle name is Marina. I'm not sure because somebody calls her Claire in the beginning of the book. But it says that she passed away in a car accident. But it says she was born in 1989, so she passed away in 2012. An award-winning author, journalist, playwright, poet, actress, and activist. So her nonfiction's been published in the New York Times. Fiction has been published on NewYorker.com. I know she interned with them, it says in here. And her final essay for the Yale Daily News was called The Opposite of Loneliness, which is what they named this collection of essays and stories. And yeah, it sounds like a lot of people read that, and I'm going to check out the website. It says www.theoppositeofloneliness.com. But wow, like I just read the first part, so I'm only on page 33, and I started tearing up at the pool, which is hard to do when you're at the pool. You know, you're in a different mode, and usually it'd be lighter reading. I figured it was going to be something with a lot of substance, just the way, you know, it looks in the title, The Opposite of Loneliness. So, yeah, it was just very relatable right from the get-go. I don't want to spoil anything, but one of her first stories after the preface, which was done by one of her professors at Yale, apparently. So she helped put this together, which is really cool. But I guess some guy she was dating passed away, and she wrote about that experience because it wasn't like a long-term boyfriend or someone she fell in love with, or it was like they didn't even like to say they were dating. She wrote in here like, yeah, we're hanging out, but it was, you know, she talks about the physicality, like we were physically involved, and you know, we were involved, and that was the last person they both were each involved with, and just kind of keeping it real and relatable through what that feels and felt like, because you're like devastated, but at the same time you're like, well, I didn't love them, like there wasn't enough time or chance or substance or whatever the reason to love this person, but like it's very sad, and like you're going to visit with her family and friends, and she talks about feeling like the outsider, and then even running into this guy's ex-girlfriend who like they really loved each other and what that felt like. And I don't even want to go into more detail, but we'll just say she found his journal in his dresser. She was directed to go find it because like his parents shouldn't read whatever was in his journal. He wouldn't want his parents to have read it. And like it's hard to make my jaw drop, but I was reading what she was sharing, and I was like, oh, like, and just how she must have felt reading that, because some of it was about her, his ex-girlfriend, or how he felt about this or that, and she just had my heart and my spirit right from the get-go. So I'm loving this book. If you guys like that sort of thing, I would say it's more for young adult women than, or, you know, my spirit is always young, so it doesn't matter how old I am. It's just so relatable, and I think it sounds like she was 21, 22 when she passed away. Well, I could do the math here, but do I feel like doing it real quick? No. But yeah, check it out if you guys want. I love books that are memoirs or like collections of essays and stories like this, whether it's mixed in with like poetry or just stories, and then, you know, they don't have to call it a memoir. I love how they're not calling this a memoir, because also she wrote it, and they I get, it wasn't put together until 2014. So it was after she passed away, which is like, that's sad, but what more could she have wanted than for her writing to go like New York Times bestseller and just circulating everywhere. So this would have made her so happy. And I feel like I know her, but I don't. So I'm loving it. If you guys think that sounds great, then check it out. But yeah, it's Marina Keegan, The Opposite of Loneliness.